Hi, my name is Barbara Boone, and I am a postbac student in this class. I'm going to jump right into my project. So, for my ethnographic research project, I was interested in understanding high school students' experiences with the popular app TikTok. For those of you that don't know, TikTok is a social media app that allows users to create and share 15 to 60-second videos on any topic. I became interested in doing research on the application because of my mother and my younger brother. We all use TikTok regularly in this house, and we would find ourselves spending hours glued to our phones, sending videos amongst one another, and laughing a lot. My mother and I would send videos just to each other back and forth, but I noticed that my younger brother, he had many friends to whom he would send videos. Most of his friends were other students from his school, Westlake High School. After doing research on the social media app's recent rise in popularity, I discovered that it is especially popular among Generation Z or Gen Z, which refers to people usually born from 1997 to 2012. Generational approaches can be rightly critiqued as overbroad and dismissive of important racial, ethnic, national, and regional differences. So I needed to narrow it down to a more specific population in order to increase my validity. Through my younger brother, I had access to a field, African American students at Westlake High School in South Atlanta. So during my literature review, I was not able to find any specific case studies on anyone's experience with the new social media app, um, which I kind of figured because the app has quite recently gained in popularity. Most of the literature that I did find, it involved statistics regarding usage, number of users, and its controversial algorithm. Some people think it's invasive or manipulative. The Pew Research Center surveyed over the phone 1,502 US adults from January 2021 to February 2021 about their social media usage. The quantitative data from the survey helps validate that this phenomenon is significant. They found that majorities of 18 to 29-year-olds say that they use Instagram or Snapchat, and about half say they use TikTok, with those on the younger end of this cohort, ages 18 to 24, being especially likely to report using Instagram at 76%, Snapchat is 75%, or TikTok at 55%. So TikTok may not have been the most used social media app overall, but it's definitely significant amongst the age group 18 to 24. Make Way Millennials, Here Comes Gen Z by Penny Rue was another very useful article talking about Generation Z coming to college and how they differ from the other generations. She focuses specifically on the role technology plays in their everyday lives and how university educators will need to be prepared to shift policies and practices to flex the skills, interests, and demands of a new generation. It talks about the usefulness and the limitations of generational studies and how it should be viewed as just one facet of identity that illuminates others. Okay, so my research questions and hypothesis. I was interested, my research question, I was interested in why the students were choosing TikTok as well as their feelings about it, why the app was so popular amongst this specific age group. I was also curious if their school circumstances impacted their experience using the app and in what way. My original hypothesis was that they were choosing this application due to the sudden societal changes due to the coronavirus pandemic, specifically switching from in person to virtual school, the quarantine, and social distancing. I thought that they could be using TikTok in order to fill the absence of face to face interaction and boredom. One study involving social media shows that there is a strong relationship between time spent on social media sites and loneliness. So I assumed that this would be an important component in explaining their experiences. I wanted to allow them to define what their interactions with the application meant, because I too am a regular TikTok user. So I didn't want to go into the interviews assuming their experiences is the same as mine. To eliminate bias, I had several people review my interview questions for any leading or loaded wording that could suggest I'm looking for a certain answer. sampling, recruitment, and interviews. So I selected I selected my informants through purposive, judgmental, non-probability sampling because I pre-decided who I wanted to interview. I wanted to specifically choose high school students at Westlake High School who are at least 18 years old and use TikTok. My younger brother was my gatekeeper because through him, I was able to select and communicate with my informants. From his friends that met my criteria, he asked if they would be willing to participate in an interview with me for a research project about TikTok. I contacted those that expressed interest through the phone to schedule an in-person or a virtual meeting. All of my participants were specialized informants because they were TikTok users and already knew how the application functioned. Many of them knew more about the app than me, so I didn't have to explain anything to them. I originally planned to interview at least 7 informants, but only 4 were available for the interviews. 2 of the interviews I conducted were in person and the other 2 were over Zoom. They were semi-structured because I did have a list of open-ended questions, but they were not followed in any particular order. During the interview, new questions arose from the informant's answers, so it was necessary to ask those questions as well. Regarding most of the informants, I have known them since they were in middle school with my younger brother, and they occasionally visited our home. I worried it would be difficult to maintain a research relationship with them. However, while I have a cordial relationship with them, I have never behaved as their friends. Their personal relationship is with my brother and not me, so there has not been much communication between us outside of this project. My identity put me in an interesting position because I'm young enough to easily start up a conversation comfortably with them, but I'm at a completely different stage in my life than they are. The informants are about to graduate from high school, planning their futures, going to college while I already have a degree and I'm married and have a toddler. So in order to conduct ethical research, I was transparent with my respondents about why I was carrying out this project on the topic of TikTok. They were made aware that this was completely voluntary, so they could back out at any point. The results of the interview were anonymous and confidential, nor will their names be attached to any of this data. I secured their verbal consent to record and conduct the interview over audio. Respecting their privacy, I didn't discuss anything from their interviews with my brother or share details of the interviews among the other informants. At the end of each interview, I offered to share the final results of my presentation with them. All of my ethnographic records were kept on my personal laptop under password protection. All right, so the analysis part. Okay, so throughout the interviews, I was able to find 5 common themes that I believe are relevant to understanding their experiences with TikTok. They're convenient entertainment, disconnection with virtual school, learning, space filler, and friendship and socializing. I'm gonna talk about each one. So the first one, the convenient entertainment. When you open TikTok, you immediately notice that there are 2 pages, a following page and a For You page. On first use on the app, your following page is empty because you've not followed any specific creators yet. The For You page is full of random videos of whatever is trending because you have not yet liked any videos. The minute you begin liking videos, that begins tracking your patterns and learning about what you enjoy. The For You page will start to display more and more videos that you like, and that feed is never ending. The algorithm is extremely convenient and accurate because you do not have to search for something you will like. When the informants were asked which page they prefer and why, all responded with their For You page. Informant 3 said they put together all the things that you might like and the people you follow and recommend videos that are similar. That's pretty cool. You don't have to go searching for like what you like pops up. They all expressed that this was their favorite feature of the app as well. They're all aware of how the algorithm is collecting their data, but it did not seem to be a privacy concern for them. Informant 2 said I'd be a lot more annoyed if they were just showing me a whole bunch of stuff I could care less about, and they actually appreciate it. The app has other features as well, but this was the main function which showed how they used it and why they liked it. The For You page provided convenient and expedient entertainment for them. Okay, so the second theme that I found was the disconnection with virtual learning. Learning about their experiences with the switch to virtual school was an unavoidable topic because they are all high school student seniors, and they feel that they're missing out on a true senior year. They all expressed discontentment when it came to virtual learning, and they showed frustration from having a lack of motivation and their disconnection from other students. The current quarantine and social distancing further exacerbates the decrease in socializing. Informant number three said, I feel like school's gotten harder for me, and the motivation is just not there anymore to do work. Just being in the house so much caused me not to be social with friends because going to school, you're always social and stuff. Informant number four even said that there is no motivation because you're not physically there and you're just joining a class, making it feel optional. They did not foresee their senior year unfolding like this, and they are trying their best to handle and adapt to these sudden societal changes. Okay, the third theme is learning. So I talked to each of them about what genre of videos they watch and follow because TikTok has endless categories. Most of the content is comedic regardless of the topic, but there is a learning aspect to some of the genres. Humorous videos were primarily their favorites, but that was not their only preference. Informant number one talked about how the videos that taught them something intrigued them the most. They specifically enjoyed watching psychology and animal fact videos. They made a point to mention that they can digest the videos better because they are presented in 15 to 60-second increments. Several of them enjoy the cooking videos that they can learn to prepare meals. Another mentioned how they have learned about many small businesses that they would have not known had it not been for TikTok. Informant number three liked conspiracy theory and sci-fi fact videos, while informant two liked hair tutorials, cooking, and shopping videos. These are subjects that they don't have the opportunity to learn in high school, but now can because of the app. It has not escaped the attention of universities that Gen Z is a digitally innate generation. My informants expressed a need for a different kind of virtual delivery. They are comfortable and familiar with technology and teaching classes as usual, but virtually seem to them like trying to put a square inside of a circle. I believe the reasons why they enjoyed those learning videos on TikTok are connected to their brevity and entertainment. The fourth theme that I have is called Space Filler. Um, Using the app to fill in the space or a gap was a common phrase I heard numerous times during the interviews. Whenever we talked about when they use TikTok or about usage increase, they would mention they use it when bored or had nothing else to do. Informant number four said that they would use the application after a sports match or when they were really bored to fill in that gap of time. Many of them reported using it right before bed as well. Informant number two talked about how their usage increased during a time when they were in a bad relationship and wanted to avoid engaging with this person. They would get on the phone to use TikTok to appear busy. Since it serves as a space filler, whenever they did not have a gap or time, they would not use it. Several of them played sports. So whenever it was their sports season, they wouldn't use it as often. At the start of the quarantine is when many of them noted their usage was the highest. It seems likely to be used when they feel the need for a distraction. It appears the space filler is used as a coping mechanism to distract them from unpleasant or unwanted situations. And then the last theme that I would find is friendships and socializing. Sending videos, TikTok videos back and forth are the primary ways they interact with their friends on the app. Oddly, they don't send messages through the TikTok Messenger at all. They all described how it was their friends that either directly or indirectly influenced their decision to download the app. All of their friends have the application and use it as well. COVID has caused an abrupt decrease in person socializing, and to keep up with their friends, many of them use social media to connect. Even though TikTok filled the space of socializing, it is not true socializing because there is no direct interaction with another individual. For this reason, all informants regarded TikTok as nothing more than entertainment. Therefore, TikTok did not replace their need for in person socializing. However, It did help them in their isolation through entertainment and learning, but it did not replace social and emotional connections to their friends. Okay, so the reflection, what I intended to do, what I learned, and what I would change. So, my original plan was to include 7 common themes that I believe are relevant to understanding their experiences with TikTok. I wanted to explore the themes of African American and community, and socioeconomic status and entertainment choices. But as I analyzed the interviews, these 2 themes fell short of accurate support. I came to realize that my interview questions didn't stratify their racial or socioeconomic demographics and their experience with TikTok, so I eliminated those themes. Really enjoyed doing the interviews with them. I gained a new perspective on social media apps and their influence in our society. If I was starting the study today, I think I would have enjoyed looking at a broader spectrum of TikTok users and not just high school seniors. I would also recruit more informants for my study. Many of the informants said they also had friends that posted regularly on TikTok. So I think it would have been really interesting to hear their experiences as well. Um, it also would have been interesting to conduct a group interview with all the 4 informants because they may have elaborated in deeper detail amongst each other. Um, Also, another one is how was data useful? I think that the data I collected would be useful for educators. All the informants complained about this disconnect and lack of motivation with virtual learning. So I think that finding out about TikTok's learning aspect was really useful. Educators could use TikTok as a learning tool to help bridge that disconnect. They want information to be presented quick, clean, entertaining, and to the point. So the way that people are learning is changing. So it's important to listen to their experiences without judging them. So that is the end of my presentation. Um, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free. Any critiques as well, I'm open. All right. So thank you for watching it.